Hello and welcome to my latest video. So today we're going to have a look at one of my all-time favourite ever vintage Penguin books, and that's this one, Q21, The Penguin Story, which was published in 1956 to celebrate the publisher's 21st anniversary. Now there's an awful lot to love about this book, and that's probably why I've got 4 copies of it, but these are all ever so slightly different, and I look forward to showing them to you because it is absolutely fantastic. And if you collect Penguin books, you have to own this one. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, so here it is then, my favourite Penguin book. Now, you might ask, well, this isn't actually a Penguin fiction book, and you're right, it's not. It's a book celebrating 21 years of Penguin books. And, well, let's start on the cover first of all. So, this would have been almost certainly a dedicated section inside a Penguin bookstore. Back in the day, of course, there were whole shops that simply devoted to Penguin. That was all they sold. And this photo is absolutely classic. I mean, imagine being able to go through, look at all those crime there. There's just some fantastic stuff there, and everything brand new and mint condition. It's a book lover's dream, that. The funniest thing about this is of course, this chap here with his pipe, which I think is absolutely hilarious because you just wouldn't see that today. But it is a fantastic photo, that, and I love it, absolutely love it. You can sort of see the pelicans there, some of the larger buildings of England, things we see, and Puffin's picture books along the top there, predominantly the fiction titles. Now, this copy here, so I've got 4 to show you, which may seem ridiculous, but because the book is so good, I've got multiple copies. And also, if you're a collector of Penguin books, you absolutely have to own this, simply because it's got a complete catalogue of Penguin issues up until 1956, which is invaluable for the collector. So the miscellaneous titles such as this were published as Q, and this is given the number Q21 for the 21st birthday, basically. One of the things you will notice about this book is the design of it. You see here the book has been designed by Penguin typographer Hans Schmoller. It's just perfection, as this is one of my favourite periods of Penguin design, and this particular book is just perfect in every way. Every single page is uniquely balanced, and it's just gorgeous to look at. So basically, it gives you the origins of Penguin. Every series that is current at the time is covered, even some of the series that weren't around. It shows where books have come from the original hardbacks into a Penguin edition. I seem to remember there's one picture on here which has got a big stack of the original hardback of Animal Farm. One can only think how much they're worth now. This is quite nice, some of the early Penguin logos here, and some of the classic roundels from the Penguin Classic series. The text is excellent as well. This is the introduction of the when they started just expanding on that original style with a few odd illustrations, and the same for the pelicans. Some photos from the London Book Fair. Penguin would always have a National Book Exhibition. They would always have a stand at these shows to show the latest Penguin publications, and I really like these sorts of things which have got these Penguin bookcases, and I've got myself an old 60s illuminated sign which is a bit similar to that, but it's all this other stuff, that one there with the king penguins on. I mean, it's such a shame that this is probably, a lot of this has been lost in the midst of time now, and any of the promo material is just few and far between. Look at all of this sort of stuff. It turns up, but it's rare, that's for certain. Let's carry on through here. It's marketing. It goes on about the relation with publishers, getting Penguin launched overseas in America, which is another huge market, which started during the war. There is a whole thing on overseas book sales. This is quite an interesting page, and it's the breakdown of the price of the book and what people would get. So the author got 7.5%, the retailer and the wholesaler got 35%, similar to the sort of cuts they get today, which is really interesting. Penguin Abroad again. Here's that. Yeah, so it's actually, look, so this is really great. So you've got Animal Farm and 1984 in the original hardback editions, with that beautiful stack of the mint Penguin editions as well. Absolutely love that. There's Elephant Bill, another one which quite a famous one at the time. All good stuff. The famous after the conference painting with all the various series editors of the day. A look at the future. And then this is a comprehensive list of the contents of what Penguin published up until 1956 with the original publication dates. So it starts off with Ariel there, Farewell to Arms by Hemingway. They were all the first in July 1935. Obviously, there are little additions and corrections which aren't absolutely 100% correct. However, as a basis for starting a collection, so there's lots of people who think I'm going to get the first 100 or the first couple of hundred. This is absolutely perfect. Well, as you'll see later on, it can be an invaluable tool because they list them all right up until 1956, which in the numbering series goes up to 1169. Then you straight on to the Pelicans, and then all the different series, even the foreign ones, like that's the first French series there. They're all covered, and this is just absolutely invaluable to the Penguin collector. So you've got the complete catalogue up to that point, all the puffins, absolutely everything. All the Penguin specials, another one of my absolutely all-time favourite series. And then a little history about this book. So this book, like all Penguin publications, has been designed by Penguin Books, and it's just lovely. July 1956, exactly 21 years to the month from when that very first batch of 10 Penguins were published. So that was, I'm showing you that one. It was a really good one to show you the book. It was also the first one that I ever owned myself. Now, I've got a second copy, and you'll notice this is quite worn out. And this is because this is for many years, it was my working copy, and I did exactly that. So as I was getting them, I was crossing them off, just literally using this as a checklist as I was making my way through collecting all the various series. It was predominantly the main series that I was focusing on at the time. So as I was getting them, I was crossing them off, and that's why this is such a valuable tool to collectors. So that's why that one's in here. Now, I've got two more editions to show you of this book. Now, the next one comes in this rather special mailer. So it's come from West Drayton on the stamp here in Middlesex, which is where Penguin HQ was for many, many years. And it's got on the address label, Penguin Books there in Harmondsworth, Miss M. Beardsley in Windley near Derby. There we are. Now you got the die cut sort of penguin down the bottom here, and you can sort of see a hint of the book coming through. Now, obviously, this one has been extremely well looked after, and I would say it's pretty much as good a copy as you're ever likely to find with regards mintness. It's barely been opened, so this is perhaps as close as a copy to publication as you're likely to find. It is absolutely fantastic. It does come, originally it came with this, which was a little compliment slip. Penguins Come of Age with the compliments of Sir Allen Lane, obviously Penguin's founder back in 1935, along with his brothers. So that's really good, and that's a beautiful, beautiful presentation copy, that one, and I absolutely love it. So that's that one, and then I've got one which is even more special. So that's this one here. Now, it's not quite as mint as the last one we've seen, but this one has a very special place in my Penguin collection for one obvious reason. It's there signed by Sir Allen Lane at Silverbeck, which was where He lived on July 27th, 1956. So that's an absolute little gem of my collection. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little look at one of my all-time favourite penguins. So do hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video, and do hit the subscribe button for regular vintage penguin content in the weeks ahead. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.